Welcome back to another episode of Behind the Burger. I'm Caroline Romo, the Executive Director for the New Mexico Beef Council. I'm here in Ruidoso for the Dairy Producers of New Mexico annual meeting, and I'm here with Larry Reagan, who is the president for the New Mexico Farm and Livestock Bureau.
Correct.
Right. Well, Larry, will you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your background?
I'm Larry Reagan. I president of New Mexico Farm and Livestock Bureau. I have been president for 2.5 years now. I've been on the board of directors for about 15 years. Got started in Farm Bureau, like a lot of people. I started buying the insurance, not realizing that what an advocate Farm Bureau is for agriculture. And the more I learned about it, the more involved I got in it. I raise, I have a cow-calf operation. I just raise calves. I don't pack ground yearlings or anything like that anymore. I did that for a while, and I'm too old for that. But I did recently lease a small alfalfa farm down in the valley in the Fort Sumner Irrigation District, and that's been quite an experience. But no, Farm Bureau keeps me mostly busy, so.
Yeah, well, thank you for the important work you do with them. Will you tell us a little bit more about the Farm Bureau and about maybe your role with them?
Yeah, New Mexico Farm and Livestock Bureau is the oldest ag organization in the state. We advocate for agriculture. We join lawsuits. We spend a lot of time lobbying with the legislature, both at state level and national level. We just got back from a trip to Washington, D.C. last week. And we also, we do some marketing, I guess you would say. And another big part about Farm Bureau is our ag in the classroom, and the education component is the most important part of what we do as a mission. Absolutely.
I think ag in the classroom is maybe the thing I know the most about, and I think that the group that runs that does such a wonderful job and such unique lesson plans to take to classes and teach them about agriculture.
They do. We are really blessed to have that crew.
Absolutely.
They've been recognized nationally. They've done some workshops at the National Ag in the Classroom meetings and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, well we're proud. We're proud they're from New Mexico, and I guess if listeners are in a school or teachers and you'd like someone to come visit your school, that's something they can reach out, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, we love any having to get into a new school.
Yeah, absolutely. And we say at the Beef Council, we always talk about it's an honor to get in the classroom, right? So we know it's an honor, and we're going to treat it with the utmost respect and come prepared and to show up on time. When we also at the Beef Council have a beef grant program. So since we're talking to teachers theoretically as listeners, we do have a beef grant program that you can look out for in the fall, and that's to reimburse teachers for up to $1,000 of beef a school year, and then we can come in. It can pair with an ag in the classroom teaching. It can pair with the Beef Council coming. Either way, we can all collaborate, and we'd love to get beef in the classroom.
It's important that we all stick together.
Absolutely. And I think luckily in New Mexico, I've been welcomed with open arms, and we've been able to collaborate already, and excited about what more we can do. So you talked already about your cattle operation and your alfalfa, but maybe what gave you your love for agriculture?
Just growing up in it, I was actually, my parents were both teachers, but my dad also farmed and ranched, and both of my grandparents were ranchers and farmers, and so I spent whole summer working, and just growing up in it, I couldn't imagine doing anything else.
Yeah, it gets in your blood, right? We're probably starting to sound a little bit like a broken record sometimes when we talk about it on the podcast, but it's just in your blood. A lot of times it just is, and you love it.
I said that raising cattle, probably the dairy guys feel the same way. It's a calling. It's not just a job. It's not just a business. It's those of us who are in that business, we're there because we love the cattle. We want to be there.
Yeah. Well, and that's the whole goal of the podcast is to talk about that love for our cattle, especially on the beef council side and dairy producer side. Is we want people to know that people who are growing your food care about the animals and care about the end product. They care about you as a consumer, and they're putting everything they can into keeping those cattle safe, healthy, and providing a wholesome product and the end product.
Absolutely. And what I like to try to remind people is, stress is the worst thing for cattle. That's when they get sick. That's when they get hurt. And everything we can do to minimize stress in our cattle is helping our cattle.
Yep. I know I one time toured a dairy in another state, and they were talking about, they had a really great way of explaining it like a resort. And they said, and here's the cabanas, and here's this, and they were just really clever. But it was, the whole point was, yeah, they don't want cattle. We don't want cattle to be stressed out. It's not good for it. It's not good for our wallets. It's not good for them. It's not good for the meat. And so, yeah, absolutely. So, what do you think is the most rewarding part of being in the agriculture industry?
Whenever we have a victory in the legislature or win a lawsuit or a lawsuit that we've joined is victorious, those kind of things that really change the lives of people, and make our producer lives better. That's the biggest reward. That's the reason I do it.
Absolutely. Those victories make the hard days worth it sometimes, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. How does New Mexico's landscapes and climate shape your ranching practices?
Oh, well, of course, in dry weather, where I live, we get about 14 inches of rain a year. I always say if I can get 7 inches in July and August, that's all I need. But this year we've been fortunate. We've had about 7 inches in April and May. So we're ahead of the ballgame this year. When I was first leased a ranch, I leased it from my family. And our grandfather, it was just one big pasture. And I've spent the last 25 years putting in cross fences so that I can rotate my cattle. And I think that makes a big difference. I had a friend one time. She did well. He used to be on your board. His name was Mark McCullum. And I always, if I had a question on beef cattle or marketing or anything, I always called Mark because I thought he was the smartest guy I knew. And I had another friend who also was very successful. And they had completely different outlooks. And one guy, he believed in big pastures, but the same cows back in the same pastures every year. That reduces their stress. They don't move around. They know where they're home. And Mark, he believed in rotations, rotating pastures. He had put in some of the savory type systems, and he was a big believer in rotating it. And so there was two completely different perspectives from two of the smartest guys I knew. So, but Jim, he always said, well, in a way here, we're all geniuses. And dry years are all idiots.
So, yeah, quite the challenge. I've heard a lot of great things about Mark McCullum, and he was an important part of the Beef Council history, I think.
Fred.
Yeah. And then you talk about high density grazing and all of that. It's just really interesting how intricate being a rancher is. No matter how many head of cattle you have, you're paying it so much attention to grass. And like you said, you might do a big pasture, you might do the high density small pastures, but whatever it is, you're putting so much care and so much effort into every blade of grass.
That's right. Yeah. Every blade of grass counts.
Yeah, absolutely. So what is something you're proud of that you have accomplished recently, whether it be in your operation or at the Farm Bureau? What's something you're proud of?
Well, we just recently went through some difficult times at Farm Bureau, and we about got through it, and if we get completely through with that, then I think that'll be my biggest accomplishment.
Yeah, kind of still working through it, but yeah, we'll wish you all the best, and can't wait to see you on the other end. Yeah,
I'm retired. Finally.
Oh shoot! Well, you've given so many years. You said 15 years, right? 15 years before being a president. Yeah. So, we love the agriculture servants like you. We need more like you that are willing.
Yeah, it's to labor.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. What is so something kind of thinking in the future? What's something exciting that you're working on, or something that's coming in the future?
A farm bill. If we could pass a farm bill, I guess for the immediate future, that's the main thing. So, and any victories we can have in Washington or Santa Fe, that's just how we work for.
Absolutely. What is one thing most people don't know about the Farm Bureau, about the New Mexico Farm and Livestock Bureau?
Well, I hesitate to say this, but a lot of people think Farm Bureau is in shots, and Farm Bureau, but being able to buy insurance is a member benefit of being in Farm Bureau. The Farm Bureau federations, the New Mexico Farm and Livestock Bureau, we are very distantly related to the insurance. I'm a little more closely now since I'm the president, but the federations and we don't sell insurance.
Right.
I mean, we'd love for you to buy a farm.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's not our job.
Yeah, I think that's an important delineation, that there is Farm Bureau Financial, where you can buy your insurance, but then what you guys are doing is a lot of the advocacy and the lobbying and all the things that agriculture needs.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, most people would probably be surprised to learn that we have 22,000 members in the state. So
yeah, that's sizable. So that means you guys are the oldest agricultural organization, and also probably the largest. Yeah, by quite a bit. Yeah, absolutely. That was a safe guess. And what is your favorite part of the agriculture industry?
That's my favorite part of the ag industry. I would just have to say the people, the farmers, the producers, the people who grow the food, keep it safe. That's my favorite part.
Absolutely. That's a common answer. I agree. The people, and then sometimes I venture to say the people in New Mexico are even top notch, right? That
Absolutely.
yeah, it feels like the family grows every time I go to a new event, and everybody's just been welcoming, and I think that's a really neat thing, a really special thing. Even if you're a new agriculturalist, I think that you get welcomed in.
Right, and that's another thing. Farm Bureau, we welcome all aspects of agriculture into our organization, from the organic producers, the small organic backyard organic producers, to the huge cattle operations. We welcome everybody into the Farm Bureau family.
And that's an important thing. We can do more, and we can be more successful when we're all together, and then we can all tell the same story of that agriculture is just a group of wonderful people that want to feed the world and want to put, that safe food on your plate.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, of course there's bad days. Of course there's hard days. Of course there's, things that you got to get through. And so I only bring that up to say, what makes you keep going, and why do you do what you do? Why do you continue to volunteer, continue to have cattle, even expand the Operation Alfalfa? What makes you keep going?
Yeah, just be continuing to help people and spread the message, and spread the message for that agriculture, the people who produce food are doing it the best they can, and the safest and most rigorous standards that they can, and whether it's beef or green chili or pecans or onions, whatever, the people that produce it are doing the best job they can and keeping it safe, and they feed whatever they produce, they feed to their own families. So
that's an important message, and an important inspiration to keep going. So is there anything else you'd like to add about the beef industry, or your operation, or Farm Bureau?
Well, obviously right now the beef industry is in pretty good shape. And I don't know how long that's going to last, but we're going to take advantage of it for as long as we can.
Yeah, absolutely. We're happy happy for high prices for our ranchers, our cattlemen and women, and we're happy for every ounce of rain. We just wish it could get to that southwestern part of our state.
Yeah, we pray for the whole state.
Yeah, absolutely. We wish we could share some rain. Um, well, so we joked that maybe this is the favorite question or the best question. What is, and maybe the most important, what is your favorite way to eat beef, or maybe your favorite unique or recipe, or what's your favorite?
I've seen you ask other people that question, and steaks are good, but gosh, I sure love that green chili stew. And
Absolutely.
I like ground beef, not shredded beef.
Okay. Well, and that's a good plug too for one of your ag in the classroom teachings. It's, I think, stew for a few.
Oh, yeah.
And they bring a green chili stew, I think, right, to the classroom. So there you go, green chili stew. Well, I think we have one of those recipes on our website that we can link to. So yeah, perfect. Well, thank you so much. Again, thank you for being a volunteer in the agriculture industry. Thank you for being a leader in the Farm Bureau and also raising beef and raising feed. So thank you for being on the podcast too.
Thank you for having me. It's been a blast.
Absolutely. Thanks. Behind the Burger is a podcast produced by the New Mexico Beef Council with the goal of telling the stories of the cattlemen and cattlewomen of the New Mexico beef industry. Thank you for joining us for today's episode. If you would like more information, please visit nmbeef.com. Whether it be a burger, a steak, or another beef dish, we hope you are enjoying beef at your next meal.